What's going on, guys? This is Lior and welcome back to my channel. Now in this video, I'm excited to give you guys a tour. We are here in my condo project here in Eastie. This building is standing right behind me. It's a 3-family that we gut rehabbed, did absolutely everything from scratch. And these are gonna be 3 amazing luxury condos. I'm gonna give you guys a quick tour of the units. I'll give you guys all the details about all the construction, about our game plan, and you'll be able to see everything that we're doing with this project. So let's get at it. So in terms of construction, since these are condos, everything had to be super well thought out in terms of the materials, the design. So we actually have our interior designer hired on this project who's helped me put everything together. So a couple of details I want to point out for you guys. First of all, our siding. This is hardy board. It's white Arctic hardy board, which is one of my favorite colors. It's super popular. I actually did this in one of my projects in Newton. We have black on black Anderson windows, and then our designer came up with a nice a little accent. These are cement board siding as well. Just gives the building a little bit more of a pop. So now we can go inside. I'll give you guys a tour. We'll go into unit 1 as we have guys working on the other parts of the building. But these are gonna be 2-bed, 2-bath, high 800s to 1,000 square feet in terms of square footage. But you can see kind of the layout. Again, everything here was gut rehabbed. We literally start from scratch. The building that we bought here was in really, really poor condition. As you can see, we actually just finished our insulation. We just passed our insulation inspection. We've got our board on site. We're gonna start hanging that board this week. But in terms of layout, this is a big open concept living space, and then we're gonna have an L-shaped kitchen right over here. And I'll give you guys some of the details I'm really excited about, right? So again, remember, these are condo projects. This is not an apartment project. So we have to really think about all the fine details, all the fine finishes. So in the kitchen, for example, here what we're gonna do is a high-end slab cabinet instead of my typical shaker that I might put in my apartment product. So this is gonna be 42-inch slab cabinetry. It's gonna look really, really nice. It's gonna look like those high-end what a lot of those high-end buildings in downtown Boston use. So it's gonna look really nice. It's gonna have under cabinet lighting. We're also gonna have toe kick lighting. So it's gonna give the kitchen a really bright and open feel. Of course, we'll have our typical peninsula with an overhang here. And then on the floors too, what you'll see throughout, we're gonna do 5-inch white oak engineered hardwood floors. So it's gonna be a wider plank than I typically use. It's gonna flood this living room and really the whole unit, but it's gonna look super, super nice. So now let's go into the primary suite. So there's gonna be a lot of details in the master. So this enters into your primary suite right here. And one of the things that I really love about this unit is actually both bedrooms have walkout sliders as opposed to like a door or anything into your private deck. So not only is it just an awesome feature, it gives a lot of light into the unit, but it's just nice, right? Because you can basically go out to your private deck from both bedrooms and you just get a lot. It's just a nice standout feature. Now, we have a great layout here into the master. So this is actually gonna be a pocket door that takes you into your master closet. And what's gonna happen here is we're gonna actually build these out with custom closets. My kitchen vendor that's doing our slab cabinetry is gonna be building these out. So we're gonna have all this wall filled with custom closets. And then we're gonna have another pocket right here as well with more custom closets. This is gonna be a shoe rack. It's gonna be a nice rack to hang clothes. So this is gonna be fully built out for the buyer. And then we actually walk into the primary suite. So the primary suite is gonna have a lot of detail. So first we're gonna have a big custom built double vanity. My same vendor that's building out our cabinets and the closets is gonna do that. So it's gonna be a nice 60-inch double vanity. You're gonna have a stand-up shower here. Now the stand-up shower is gonna have a backlit niche. We're gonna have a rain head shower fixture here. Of course, we're gonna have glass, it's gonna be a glass shower. And then another cool feature is on the floor, we're gonna do heated floors. So the new owner will be able to actually essentially turn on a thermostat and there's going to be radiant heat coming underneath from the tile, which is of course a fantastic feature. So two other cool details I want to highlight in particular because it's a condo project. So first, one of the things I think about when doing condos is soundproofing, right? Since these are going to be stacked units, I always hear about, people complaining that you have sound coming in from, the second floor people walking into the first floor, the third people walking into the second floor. So what we do in our condo projects is we add additional soundproofing. We use a new product here called Hush Frame. Basically creates additional barrier so that and dampens the sound between units, right? So again, that extra detail to ensure that future buyers don't have any issues with sound. A few other fun details we added. Each unit is going to get a video intercom system, which will be right outside. So they're going to get, you'll be basically, if someone rings your doorbell, especially if you're in the third floor unit, you'll be able to answer the door on video, see who it is, and then let them up, right? So again, kind of integrating a little bit more tech and kind of the night and those detailed gadgets to really make a standout product. Finally, last thing I want to highlight is the exterior. So, private outdoor space is of course key, especially when doing condos. So one of the cool things here is each unit is, like I mentioned, is going to have its own private deck. These decks were fully rebuilt. I don't want to step on them right now because they're working on them, but all new Trex decking, all new railing. We're actually going to cover the top with cedar. So it's going to be really, really nice and standout material. You actually see a big backyard there. That's going to be deeded to the first floor unit for extra outdoor space. And I should say too, one of the things that we had to do, and I think is a great amenity for the future condo owners, is because it's a full gut renovation, we did do a brand new water and sewer line coming into the building. And we also did additional drainage chambers in the backyard and you can actually kind of see them sticking out a little bit over there. So that's extra drainage. So basically, if there's ever, ton of water for whatever reason, ton of rainfall, it's gonna, all that rain flow that kind of goes above it will be captured in those chambers. And there's actually an additional overflow as well that's tapped into the city's main line too. So if for whatever reason it overflows, it will, it basically won't flood the backyard. So a lot of utility and drainage upgrades too that you don't always see in condo projects. But again, we want to put out the best possible product. We want to make sure that the future condo owners don't have any problems and really make this, again, standout units that you can't find anywhere else. Now, in terms of financing, I want to give you guys a couple of details about how I structured the deal. So in terms of our construction debt, which consisted of acquisition debt and then the actual construction financing, this was financed by a local community bank that I had a relationship with. So they came in for 75% of the purchase and 100% of the construction proceeds. Now, the other funds, the 25% down payment, all the soft costs, all the holding costs that weren't financed through the bank, those were financed by a combination of my capital partners, as well as some of my own cash, of course, as well. So with my capital partners, like a lot of my other deals, they invest their capital into the deal, and they get obviously get a rate of return on that invested capital in exchange for, of course, helping me finance this sort of condo project. So you basically have your private capital, again, capital partners, usually part of my own cash, and then you have the bank financing, which includes the acquisition and construction debt, and you mush them together, and that's how you put together this sort of financing package on the deal. Now, I'll give you guys a couple more details on the bank debt. The way it's typically structured for these kinds of deals, it's typically an interest-only term. So for example, here we have 18 months of interest only, right? Because again, since this is a condo project, we're gonna exit out of it, hopefully well before 18 months. I'm projecting, 11, 12 months, but we have a little bit of runway. So we're doing interest-only payments on the proceeds that we borrowed, right? So what we borrowed is, of course, the acquisition financing, and every time we pull a draw, we take on more and more construction debt. So that's how the bank debt is structured. That's how we pay the bank their monthly mortgage, and that is kind of how the total financial package comes together for this kind of project. So hopefully you enjoyed that tour and you kind of understood all the little details that we're doing. In terms of delivery, I'm hoping to deliver these probably in about 60 to 75 days or so, now that we're starting to hang up board. So these are going to be delivered right in late winter, early spring of 2025. Now, the reason I'm so excited about the sellout is, first of all, the location is unbelievable. As you can see right behind me, there's a huge park. That's the Bremen Street Park. There's actually a T-stop right there as well. So it's the airport T-stop on the blue line. So anyone that's living here can literally walk across the street to the T. If they commute downtown, it's 2 stops downtown, boom, they're right over and they're right into downtown Boston. So it's an awesome commuter location. And also, how great is it to live across from a park, right? I mean, I think that's gonna be a huge selling feature for these units. So I will keep you guys posted with this project. I'll say this as well. This is actually the first of 3-phase project here on this block. This is the smallest phase, but it's the first phase. I don't want to disclose too many details, but I'll keep you guys posted about the next 2 phases of projects that are going to include additional condo units here. But this is the first phase, getting delivered spring of 2025, and I'll be sure to show you guys the final product here as well. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll keep you guys posted on this project.